Good morning, students. So we are meeting here again online. We are taking up the chapter metals and non-metals, and we have covered the previous topics in the previous videos. So today in this video, we will be covering the topic reaction of metals and non-metals with acids as well as bases. So let me share my screen with you. So let us discuss how metals react with dilute hydrochloric acid as well as dilute sulfuric acid. Whenever the metals react with these acids, their corresponding salts are formed and evolution of hydrogen gas takes place. Here you can say the metals which lie above hydrogen in this reactivity series. These metals displace hydrogen from the acids, but those which are lying below hydrogen, they do not. They do not react with acids. The metals like sodium, potassium, and calcium, as these are very reactive, these violently react with dilute acids, potassium, sodium, and calcium. And the reactivity of the metals decreases as we move down the activity series. Because we have taken up the example of sodium and potassium, so here are the chemical equations explaining the reaction of these metals, sodium and potassium, with dilute hydrochloric acid. What happens when these metals react with dilute hydrochloric acid? Sodium chloride and potassium chloride, that means metal chlorides are formed and evolution of hydrogen gas takes place. But what about lead? Lead actually combines with concentrated hydrochloric acid. It does not combine with dilute hydrochloric acid. It forms lead chloride and hydrogen. As we have discussed, metal chloride will be formed and hydrogen gas will be formed. But what happens? When the layer of lead chloride is formed on the metal, then the reaction stops because it is very hard to penetrate that layer. This formation of the layer of lead chloride upon the metal, this slows down the reaction and finally the reaction is stopped. The reaction of metals with dilute sulfuric acid produces the metal sulfate along with hydrogen gas. Here in this case, in the case of dilute sulfuric acid, what happens? Metal sulfates are formed and yes, hydrogen gas is also evolved. The reaction proceeds in the same way as with dilute hydrochloric acid, which we have discussed earlier. So let us take about certain examples. Metals when react with dilute sulfuric acid, here you can see what is forming. Metal sulfates are being formed like sodium sulfate, potassium sulfate, magnesium sulfate, zinc sulfate. But you can see here hydrogen gas is evolving. Hydrogen gas will evolve in these cases. Again, we will take up the example of lead and copper because these are less reactive. So what will happen? These will react with hot concentrated sulfuric acid. These will not react with dilute hydrochloric acid. When these lead and copper react with sulfuric acid, what happens? Sulfur dioxide gas is formed. Sulfur dioxide gas is formed. Hydrogen in this case is not produced. So you have to keep in mind when the lead and copper react with concentrated sulfuric acid, the reaction is a bit different. Sulfur dioxide gas is formed and hydrogen is not formed. The metals which lie below hydrogen, they do not liberate hydrogen from the dilute acids. They do not liberate hydrogen. The reaction of nitric acid with metal is a bit different from dilute hydrochloric acid as well as dilute sulfuric acid. Why? Because nitric acid is a very strong acid. It is a very strong oxidizing agent and it oxidizes the hydrogen and produce water. Then there is one activity which I am just going to show you in the form of a video, which will actually tell you the rate of reaction of a dilute acid with different metals.
What happens when metals react with acids? We have taken samples of magnesium, aluminium, zinc, and copper. Add the samples into the beaker containing dilute hydrochloric acid and observe the formation of bubbles.
You can see here bubbles are forming and the temperature is very high. Now aluminium, it reacts with acid. You can watch it. The temperature is rising because the reaction is exothermic. Bubbles are formed and the temperature is rising. Let us take up the example of zinc. Zinc is again reacting with hydrochloric acid and the temperature is rising but in a slow pace and not to that extent. Let us see what happens in the case of copper. No reaction.
We can see that the rate of formation of bubbles is the fastest in the case of magnesium. The reaction is the most exothermic in this case. The reactivity decreases in the order magnesium, aluminium, and zinc. Metals react with acids to give us salt and hydrogen gas. In the case of copper, no bubbles were seen and the temperature also remained unchanged. This shows that copper does not react with dilute hydrochloric acid.
So you have seen this activity. Let us see what are the observations here. Bubbles of gas are seen to escape through the liquid. The reaction is very, very vigorous in case of magnesium and it is decreasing in the order of aluminium, zinc, iron, copper. Clear? The test tube feels hot to touch. In case of lead and copper, no bubbles can be seen to escape. We have not shown you the in this activity the reaction of lead, but I'm telling you in case of lead and copper, no bubbles are seen that and no temperature of the test tube increases. That remains the same. When the test tube is heated, the rate of escaping of bubbles becomes faster. In the case of aluminium, zinc, iron, but with lead and copper, there is still no change. When a lighted matchstick is brought near the mouth of the test tube, except in case of lead and copper, we observe that the gas burns with a pop sound because that is hydrogen gas and it burns with a pop sound. And what is the explanation of this thing? The reaction of the metals with acids decreases in the order of magnesium, aluminium, zinc, iron, lead, copper. This explains why the rate of formation of bubbles is the fastest in the case of magnesium and least in the case of iron. The gas formed in the reaction is hydrogen, which burns with the pop sound when a lighted matchstick is brought near the mouth of the test tube. The test tube feels hot to touch because this reaction is very, very exothermic. It releases a lot of heat, so test tube becomes hot. And again, you have to keep in mind that lead and copper do not react with dilute hydrochloric acid even on heating. So this is all about the explanation and conclusion. Let us move further. So now let us talk about the nonmetals. Nonmetals do not react with dilute acids. However, hot concentrated nitric acid oxidizes the nonmetals like sulfur and carbon to their oxide, along with the liberation of nitrogen dioxide gas. So here is the example, sulfur when it is treated with nitric acid, what is formed? Sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide as well as water is formed. So this is all about the nonmetals reacting with acids. Here I have a science bit with you. Let us discuss about the iron pillar near Qutub Minar in New Delhi. It is considered as a metallurgical wonder as it has withstood without any effect of corrosion for the last 1600 years despite hard weather conditions. Clear? Because this pillar is made up of a number of elements, let me just discuss with you. This pillar's average composition is carbon, phosphorus, sulfur, silicon, nitrogen, manganese, copper, nickel, etc. Iron also. There is actually a metallurgical wonder. It is not corroded since last 1600 years. So it is indeed a wonder. Reaction with bases. We have discussed reaction with acids earlier. Let us talk about the reaction with bases. Only the metals like aluminium, zinc, and lead react with bases like sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide. And what is formed? They form their respective salts and hydrogen gas is liberated. Here is an example, aluminium when it is treated with sodium hydroxide and water, what happens? Sodium aluminate and hydrogen gas is formed. The hydrogen gas can be tested with a lighted matchstick. The hydrogen gas can be tested with a lighted matchstick which burns with a pop sound. Here is one activity showing you the reaction with bases.
Fourth, reaction of metals with bases. When metals react with bases, hydrogen gas is formed. This can be proved by performing an activity. Prepare a fresh solution of sodium hydroxide in a test tube by dissolving 3 to 4 pellets of it in 5 ml of water. Drop a piece of aluminium foil into it. Bring a burning matchstick near the mouth of the test tube. Now, listen carefully. You will hear a pop sound. What does the pop sound indicate? The pop sound indicates the presence of hydrogen gas. Here, aluminium metal reacts with sodium hydroxide base to form sodium aluminate and hydrogen gas. Thus, we can say that metals react with bases to produce hydrogen gas.
So it is very much clear here. So let us talk about nonmetals. They also react with bases, but their reactions are complex in nature. So this is all about the reaction with acids and bases. Next, in the next video, we will take up the topic displacement reaction. Here I am stopping my video. Next time, we will meet online again. Till then, stay safe, stay home.